everyone, I am Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSE Core Concepts in the series of Python programming. This is going to be a very beginner friendly journey with hands-on in Python. So I recommend you to sit with your books and pens so that you can write down, you can practice, you open the alternate windows in your laptop so that you can practice along with me. And after the end of certain videos, we will have some small quiz which you can solve so that you can learn Python very effectively. Please share and subscribe to this channel and share among your friends who may get benefited from this. So, assuming that you know nothing about programming, we will start with this journey. And don't worry, even if you have not written a piece of code before, so we are going to have baby steps here. We will start right from the installation. So let us get started with Python by understanding in a quick brief that what is it about. So it is a higher level programming language, and as you have been aware, you are listening about it every now and then. So you might have understood that it has become very popular. The reason for its popularity is that it is quite simple to use. The syntax is very clear, beginner friendly, and those who might have written codes in other programming languages, they might realize that the syntax and the library is very easy here. So it has a very rich library, very rich framework, which helps in making many different types of programs very easy, like data science applications, web development, automation, AI, etc. So now let us get started with it by first installing. So when you want to install Python, you understand you have to get it installed first. Okay, if you have already installed, you can upgrade it to the latest version also. So Python is basically open source. Open source means that you can download any version of Python from its official website. So in Google, you can just simply type Python download. So you will get the link of it, or you can just click on this link and you can see certain page where you can get various versions for various operating systems also it is available. So if you are using other than Windows, Linux, Unix, Android, anything you can download. And when you are going to download it, you can see you will download an exe file. That exe file has to be executed on your computer or your system, and you can just go through it and it will be installed. And when you are done, just simply close it. So now this has been installed. Now the question is that how would I understand whether it has been installed or not? For that, you go to the the start search one near your start bar. So there you just write down, open your command prompt. Okay, so if you open your command prompt and simply type Python and space double hyphen and version, so you can see that the Python version will show. I have an older version, I can always upgrade it to the latest version. So by this you can assure that your Python has been installed in your system. Now this is about installation of Python, but where are you going to write the code? There are various possibilities of writing the code. I will show you one by one how to do that. So you can see the Python shell. Okay, it has also been launched. The Python shell has to be launched. Now you can go to that search bar in your Windows and you can write IDLE. Okay, in the start menu and click on it. You just go there. If it is installed just now, you will get it on the start menu itself, and the ideally will look something like this. Okay, you can see something like it where you have certain arrows and where you can write the piece of code. Okay, now this is an interpreted programming language, right? It is an interpreted language. Interpreted language means what? When you are going to write the code, if you have written multiple codes, each code will be analyzed. Okay, it will be checked. Now, if there is an error, it will stop there. It will not go further. That is the basically difference between a compiler and an interpreter. So in case of a compiler, it will completely check the whole program and give you the error at the end. But here in interpreter, it will check each line, and if there is an error, it will stop there and not go further until the error is rectified. Okay. You have to save the files with .py extension in the text editor also. Okay, that also you can do. and you can put those files in the Python interpreter to be executed. That also you can write. Simply you can use the text editor. Understood? In the text editor, any notepad or anything, you write the Python program, save that file as .py, okay, and you put those files in the Python interpreter to be executed simply. Or in case you do one thing, better is that you open Python ideally, and here you can write multiple lines of code using two primary methods. That is the editor window for scripts and specific syntax in shell for interactive multi-line. I will show you. You may not understand. Let us say this is my ideally shell. Okay. So I am writing print. Let's say I am saying hello. Okay. I will show you about the syntax and on later on. This is just to show you how we are writing. I hope you can see that. Okay. So you may see this, and I'm just putting a enter and hello. Now, as far as one line of code is concerned, this is a good option. But when you have to write a complete program, you can go to File menu, New File. In New File, this is an untitled notepad like. So here you can write multiple lines of code. Let's say print hello. Okay. And you may write some command and all. Let's say you are writing if 5 is less than whatever. Okay. 10. You 20. Okay. Then you can say I want to print less. Whatever. Right. Any number also. Since we have not taken any input and all, you won't understand that. So I'm simply writing a dumb piece of code. And now when you have written this piece of code, you can go to the file menu, save. Until you save, you will not be able to execute this. Okay. So let's say you are saving this piece of code somewhere, wherever you feel like. There is no restriction on it. So let's say you are saving it as a test. Okay. So let's say you can give any name, test.py. Okay, it is of type Python files, or you can simply write test.py. Okay, so you save it. Yes, it is already there. I am replacing. Now, once you have saved it, you go to the run module and run it. And in the shell, you can see it is printed hello and less. Okay, so this is how you can always use this ideally. And initial level, we will use this ideally to write the simple programs. Okay, fine. So this is what you can do. So you can open the file, write the code, but you have to save it with py extension, and then you have to run. Okay, so this is what is about your. So or you can do one thing. Since I have saved that file as .py, I can also execute it from the command prompt. I can to execute from the command prompt, we can write python test.py. So Python can't open because the problem is that here we are in some other directory and I saved that file in the other directory. Understood? So what is this directory? You have to match, or you have to go to that directory. Let's say it is my test file. Understood? So I can go like this. I can save it also. Say for example, you can just copy the file which you just created. You are saying say test. Okay, so my location was somewhere C, and I had some users and here. Okay, so simply if I am saving over here, now if I go to the command prompt and I rewrite that code python test.py, now it has printed hello and less. So just be sure that you match, okay, the folder. So anyway, this is not that much required. You can always use this shell, which is very easy to use. Now there are other options also. If you do not want to use this shell or something, you have many Python code IDEs. IDEs means integrated development environment and code editors. Okay, so they are IDE means they have all the features to write a piece of code. So one is the PyCharm, which is a freemium. Freemium means there are two versions. One is a free version, one is the professional version. So if you want to use the professional version, you have to pay and all. So if you click here, JetBrains is their official website. You can go to JetBrains and you can download PyCharm. Okay, sys.exe for Windows. Another option is Visual Studio. It is free and open source is available. So you can go to the visualstudio.microsoft website. It is taking little long to open the page. So you can always go through this option. Then Spider. Spider is again a very interesting. That is again free and open source. You can use it. You have Jupyter Notebook, which is very popular. Again, it is also from JetBrains. You can get the Jupyter Notebook. You can download. Okay, these are all the Python IDE which helps you to build the model. So you can always write the codes here. And if for some reason you are not able to install Python in your system, maybe your system is too old, it is not compatible, many issues can arise, right? So don't worry about it. It's not like that if you do not have a system, you cannot work on it. You can always, Google is providing us a platform where we can write the piece of code, okay, and the documents will be saved. That is your Google Colab. Okay, so if you write down here http collab.research.google, the thing is that you should have a Gmail account that I think everybody has now. So you have to open it. So you directly go to collab.research. Okay, and here you will get a new notebook. You can open a new notebook, and it looks something like your they will give you a notebook area, and you can write. And the beauty of it is that if you are writing any piece of code in Google Colab, you don't have to worry about the downloading of library files and all. You simply import because everything is there, right? So you can simply start coding, write coding here. Let's say I have written print hello. Okay, and you press this run button and you can simply print it. It will execute it. Understood? And you can later on when we will write some extra. See, here it is saying connecting to Python, right? So when we are going to write some AI, ML programs, I would suggest that you can go for Google Colab, because if you are writing a convolutional neural network program where you require a higher GPU, so it is available here. Understood? It is very easy. So you can see here I just written print hello and it printed. Understood? Now later on I will show you how you can put your data files and all. So this is only about your simple programs. And if there is some mistake, it will highlight the mistake also. Suppose if I forget to write one bracket, one quotes. So it is giving me a error also, which is easy to understand. Understood? So this is how also you can write Google Colab. So I hope you understood. Do this preliminary work of installation, or you decide on which one method you want to use to write. You can download also, you can use Google Colab. So there are many options available to write a program in Python. So in my next video, we are going to get started by understanding some simple concepts and variables in Python. Thank you, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts.